We are so excited today to have Lisa Kimball, the Chief Executive Officer of the Arc of Loudoun. Welcome, Lisa, to You've Got Maid. Thank you for taking the time to stop by here today.
Thank you so much for asking me. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about you and what led you to be part of the Arc of Loudoun?
Oh, sure. Thanks. Yeah, I can talk about me forever. Nobody wants to hear all of that. What led me to the Arc of Loudoun was the mission. I had spent my career in technology and I loved what I did. Worked in cybersecurity, privacy, identity. I worked for Telos Corporation for 12 years. Great people doing amazing things. But I realized that what I really wanted to do was put my focus on being in a place where I could make a difference on a daily basis for people one at a time. And the mission of the Arc is really in my blood. I volunteered with the Arc of Morris from the time that I was a very little girl. I'm very, very comfortable with the population that we serve. And I saw growing up the way that an individual with disabilities can impact their entire family and how challenging it can be for everyone to be able to navigate. So being able to be a part of the solution is just a dream come true.
Tell us a little bit about the Arc.
Oh, I love talking about the Arc. So the Arc of the U.S. is a national organization. We are a member Arc of that organization. And the majority of ARCs across the country, and I think there are something like 700 of them, the majority of them are really focused on advocacy and making sure that people have all the information they need about benefits and entitlements. For the Arc of Loudoun, we're really a unicorn because that's just one of our programs. And we have now 6 programs for the Arc. So we have a Life Like Yours Advocacy Center, Ally Advocacy Center, where we do exactly that, making sure that people have education, training, know how to manage finances, and so on and so forth, and whatever benefits and entitlements they may be eligible for. And then we have the Aurora School, which is a private day school, serves children from 5 to 22 with some of the most severe disabilities. It's amazing, amazing. We have Open Door Learning Center Preschool, which serves children ages 2 to 7. And at the preschool, we have typically developing children in addition to children that have some type of disability. And a lot of that has to do with behavior. Maybe they have trouble behaving in a typical kinder care, mini land type environment. So they come to us and the student teacher ratio is very small and they get all of the services that they need right up on campus with us. We also have the Ability Fitness Center, which is one of a kind really in the world. There are only a handful of other businesses like this. And it's kind of like going to Gold's Gym. But for somebody that has a spinal cord injury or has suffered a stroke or maybe has Parkinson's or multiple sclerosis, they come to the gym and their personal trainer is a PhD level physical therapist and all of the equipment is highly specialized. So miracles happen there. And then we have a clinic that pulls all the pieces together with behavior therapy, speech therapy, occupational, physical therapy, all of that together. And then our newest program that I'm very excited about is Project Horse. And Project Horse is non-riding equine therapy. So everybody's feet are on the floor, including the horse. But an individual works with the horse, with an equine specialist, and with a counselor. And it's all about really helping folks that have trouble with trauma, mental health services. And some of the cases can be really, really acute situations where somebody is no longer speaking because they've been so traumatized. And miracles happen there too, because somebody will talk to a horse, they can communicate with the horse, and they feel nothing but love, there's no judgment, nothing. And because there's a therapist who's listening to that, the therapist can then make some plans to be able to help the person. So it's amazing. And I have the best job in the world because the smart people do all of that work. And I get to sit back and watch all of the miracles. It's amazing.
Well, you've been also part of that. I mean, for how many years you've been with the Arc, Lisa?
Well, in running the Arc, I've been there for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
And but of course volunteered for many, many years before. But in being the CEO, and I keep saying it's the best job, but it really is. The way that I see my job, and I have always seen my job, this was all throughout working in tech, in any kind of a leadership position, my job is to understand what my people need. I like to know why they need it, because I'm just that kind of person. I like to understand in depth. And then my job is to get them whatever they need and get out of the way. Make sure that every individual can be very successful, whatever their specific job or responsibilities may be, and just support them however I can. So that's what I do at the Arc, and that's why it's the best job.
Big heart like that. So, what is the key thing like you're trying to accomplish, guys, for any vision for the 2022 this year?
Absolutely. What we really want to do more than anything else is make sure that everybody knows that we're here. So often when somebody has a disability, and by the way, we define a disability at the Arc as anything that prevents somebody from leading a life that we would consider to be typical. So a disability can be temporary, like you break your leg and you can't walk or you can't drive or whatever that may be, and it's a temporary period of time, but for that period of time, that's a very real disability.
Absolutely.
And disabilities can also be invisible, like when somebody's struggling with mental health. That's not necessarily that somebody in the food store knows that you have some kind of disability, but it can be very drastically impacting your quality of life. And when anyone in a family has a disability, the entire family struggles.
Absolutely.
So what we really aim to do is make sure that people know that we're here, make sure that people have a good understanding of what we can do to help them, and then help them. Take a very holistic approach, surround them with as many services as possible.
So, people when they think about nonprofit, they think money. How can other people can be involved or part of your organization other of giving money?
That's a great question. And for us, it's a little bit of a challenge, quite honestly, because the students and the clients that we serve really deserve their privacy. So we're not necessarily the kind of program where somebody can come in and volunteer for a few hours. We don't really have those types of opportunities. We're trying to figure them out, but we don't really have those right now. Our biggest volunteer event over the past 11 years has been Shocktober. And unfortunately, we no longer have use of the manor. We're looking for a new location. We're hoping we're going to be able to continue doing Shocktober someplace else. But that was our big volunteer opportunity, so that for the past 10 years, in the month of October, we would have 300 or 400 volunteers that were just absolutely priceless, just the best. So we're really hoping that we can continue that and that we can find a new place to house Shocktober.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to the audience and the listener who's listening to us? This is awesome. Keep doing the good work. I mean, I'm so passionate. My heart is the Arc, so
that's it.
So
thank you.
Is that something you want to say for? So do you also take volunteer teachers? If somebody would like to volunteer as a teacher in the schools,
we may be able to do that. They would have to go through all the background checks and everything else, but we may be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. To be able to work with our children, that would be amazing. And we want to try to expose all of our children, give them every opportunity to arts and to music, and so volunteers that can bring that into the Arc and willing to go through the background check, obviously, so that we know that our students are safe. That's always a way to go. But in terms of sharing with folks that are watching, just look at this woman. You are an angel, and you are such a role model, and what you do every single day and the way that you help everybody every single day. I have learned so much by watching you about the best ways to treat employees and the best ways to provide top-notch customer service, and so thank you so much. Keep doing what you do, and keep an eye on this woman, because she is going places, and she is somebody that you want to follow for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you today for coming and talk about the Arc, and keep doing, like I said, the good job, guys.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sure the Arc, they are lucky to have you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.